Welcome back to Copperhead Customs and welcome to a new episode. On the 39, there'll only be one or two left. If you're new to the channel, get down there and check out the builds. So this we're building for under $5,000 and we are 99.9% completed. So today what we are going to do is we have our newly rebuilt Carby that we did in the last episode. So we're going to get that mounted, hook up we've still got a couple of little pieces to hook up on it. We'll have to hook up let's take our air cleaner off with our little logo on. You like that, guys? We just got to hook up some linkages there for our springs on our new Carby, and also for our I think we need to hook this little thing up here for our choke cable. And let's get our new Carby on, mounted, all hooked up. We'll mount our choke cable on and hook that up. And then I think we will look at our last remaining few brake lines. We'll see if we can get them done. And I think we're going to move our transcooler. It is very close. It's within 5 mil, and a few people have agreed that I thought it was a bit close. A few people have said in the comments they think it's too close as well. So I think what we'll do is we will make a couple of brackets up for that and mount that underneath the cab with a little thermo fan. So I think we'll fabricate all that up and get that mounted and reroute the lines. We're still waiting on our spike for our air cleaner. We're still waiting on our swivel for our B&M shifter cable. And I think I've ordered a new headlight switch, but I don't know if we need that or not. We're waiting on that. And we're waiting on something else, small, but I think we can pretty much nearly get it to the point where it's ready to go. Bar this. We just got to do this. So I think if we can knock off those other jobs today, we'll see how we run for time with all of this. We'll have to just see what we can all fit in. We'll also need to adjust our brakes and bleed them. So that's what we're going to attempt. Whether we get all of that into this episode or if that goes over two, who knows. But we're not going to get anything done unless we frickin' start doing some work. So let's get into it. Ripper. we're back for the second time because that didn't record. See that? That's how I'm feeling at the moment. All right. Well, we run into a big snag, yeah? So this is our fully rebuilt Carby. That's basically, I feel like throwing it because it's absolutely useless to us. Why is it useless, you say? Well, that has a different base plate than our manifold. These base plates are different. You see that? Different sizes. Yeah. Woohoo. Something I probably should have picked up. I don't know. Because this Carby that we rebuilt is actually off this motor. No, I'll say that again. That Carby that we rebuilt is off of that motor, but that manifold there is off that motor. Okay, well, look at that. I can't use that unless I make a whole new exhaust system, because I can't use my extractors with that. Well, I want to use the extractors, and I'm not making a whole new exhaust to suit this turd, am I? So we've just rebuilt a Carby for nothing. Yay. Swap the base plates, you say? I hear you saying it. To the TV right now, swap the base plates. Well, you can't, because there's an extra tube on the one on the right for the anti-pollution, and I blew air through it, and it actually blows into there, and that tube will be exposed to air. So basically, I have to rebuild that Carby or buy another Carby. Well, yeah, wicked. And I can't pull the rebuild kit out of that one because, I don't know if you remember, if you looked on there, they're actually different Carbys. And the plunger has a little tab that gets snapped off to use on that one. It's not snapped off in that one, snapped off in that one. So we can't reuse the kit. So I've rebuilt a Carby, that's no good. Well, that's okay, you say. Just go get another rebuild kit. Well, that would be okay if I could. But all the part shops around here are absolutely freaking useless. Okay? So I can't go get a rebuild kit. So I have to order another one offline, which takes about a fortnight to arrive. I'm so freaking mad at the moment. So, because I'm actually sick of this car. I'm actually sick. I don't know what's going on with me at the moment, but I am sick to freaking death of working on this car. I'm sick of looking at it. I'm sick of it sitting in my shed. I want it out. I want it gone. Out of the shed. I don't know if it's because I want to drive it or if I'm sick of working on it, or I don't know. But you're probably sick of freaking looking at it and sick of us building this thing. We're on the last couple of things, and look, I knew this was going to happen. We're going to get freaking snags. So now I have to order a new Carby kit, which is going to take freaking probably 2 weeks to get here before I can start this turd. Alright, I'm going to go inside. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else today. I've got my poo pants pulled right up, haven't I? Yep, they're pulled right up under my armpits. My poo pants are. So, I don't know. I'm going to go inside and have a coffee and have a think about what to do. Repa. We are back. Alright, so I've actually got one coming. Carby rebuild kit coming. We can pick it up today. It's coming in from the other side of Brisbane. And it will be ready to pick up at about 2 or 3 o'clock. So that's nearly on a miracle. And I think it's actually cheaper than the ones I've been getting online. So anyway, we'll get that today. Still got my poo pants on, but they're not quite as high as they were. So in the meantime, what I think we may try to do is, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut this line now. We're going to have to cut that off, and that's going to have a little piece of hose on it instead for our vacuum. That's just a vacuum line because the other Carby, the new Carby, is slightly different. So the new Carby is the Carby that was sitting on there, yeah? So it's my own freaking fault for not testing it later. Right, so the other thing I've worked out is one of these fuel lines that are in here can be removed the whole way. It comes back to here somewhere. That was just a breather. We do need to find a little filter, little tiny filter to put on that other line that comes out the tank as the breather. What I think we're going to do now is, I think let's look at some brake lines, eh? So we've got our proportioning valve here. Let's undo these lines, mount it, and let's make the 4 lines. So we've got 2 lines coming up to here, one for the front, one for the back, going down to there, and then we've got 1 line going to each side, and the 1 line going to the back. Now I think the 1 line going to the back at this stage is going to stay, but the line heading that way, the line heading this way, and the 2 lines coming up are getting replaced. So let's look at that, see if we can get something, achieve something, yeah? And the other thing we can do is we can get that choke cable mounted in, yeah? So that's what we're going to do now. We'll see if we can do freaking something. All right, Reaper. Okie dokie, so there's our first little brake line done. This is what I'd come up with. So we're clearing everything. See, we're clearing everything there. It looks pretty sexy, I think. And then it runs down. Come down here and have a look. Yeah, it runs down in there. It's clearing the suspension. This doesn't move here, of course. This is just fixed. And it clears this. And actually, if anything, it will touch the rubber at best. So we're going to have to... we have to put a little thing here for the hose to join on. Hopefully that's the right one. It's just we didn't check that. Oh, better check that first. See if we can do this one-handed. Come on now. Come on now. Boom. Shaka laka. So yeah, that will get mounted there like that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Hey, not bad for a frickin' gug, am I? So, there's our first brake line done. On this side, we just got to weld our little thing on there and our clips. Now I've got to go get some more, couple more fittings. I need to get one more of this size fitting. Need to get one of the next ones. Well, I don't want to use a second handy. And then we've got to get a couple for the top of this. So we're going to zip into town in a minute and go get them. We cut the vacuum line as well, ready for a little bit of hose when we get back. So when we get back, we have to rebuild that Carby, and we'll continue these brake lines. We'll run the other brake line under there. Then we'll take, so yeah, so what we have is this one coming from under here, heads over to the other side. The one that goes at the back should be connected. That one runs to the back. Now on the top, this one here is for the back brakes. So I think you'll find that actually mounts to the front up here, and the back one here mounts to there. I think that's how they do it. So what we'll do with these, when these come down, I think we may do a loop-de-loop. I think that's what they do. They do a double loop-de-loop, and then we'll do something tricky. I don't know how. I don't actually know. I'll work that out when we get back. We might actually bring them. We might actually take them like this, I think. Might bring it this way and in. And then we'll do a loop-de-loop somewhere in there. Somewhere. Might go this way. Boom, boom. And then we'll go down, across and down. And this one will come in shorter maybe. With our loop-de-loop here. And then down, across and down. I think that's how we'll do them. Something like that. A little bit techie. Good fun. This is good fun. A little good fun job, this one. So yeah, we'll get those brake lines done that way. The only brake line we haven't done is the one running front to back, and we'll look at that. We may replace that later. Easy peasy that will be. And there's the rear brake hose we haven't done. So I might order that as well, actually, for later on. And we'll drop her back in the shed, and we'll swap out that brake line and that brake hose, I think, later on. So that gets us there. I removed the fuel line that wasn't needed. Now I think we'll piss this blue wire off, and I think we'll get our proper fuel hose I got over there, and I think I'll connect that up properly. A little bit of fuel. Now what we do have to do though is I think I've got to take this off, and whether I swap it for the other one or just have a look at it, might need a new gasket in it because there was leaking it. But I think it was leaking from this join, so we'll have a little look-ski at that, what was going on there. So I'll quickly remove that as well in this episode, and we'll have a little look-ski at that one. Yeah, anyway, thought I'd call in. I'm going to go to town now, and then we will continue. Arriba! So, night time. Oh yeah, we're doing a bit. We haven't been recording because the phone had to, well, the camera needed to be charged. So, what we have done off camera anyway is I've got the fan belt on finally. I just need to tighten up the alternator. I don't know if I showed you that I'd cut that, ready for a hose. I need to work out this hose here, where they go and where the PC frickin' valve thing goes. I need to work those three things out. So we'll stick that, we'll just piss that off. Right, over here we have our brake line. So that's what I did. I don't know what we think. Of course, that's not in it. That blue line won't be there, but that's what we did. We did a bit of a circly, I don't know. Now they're not mounted on here yet because, well, we'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, that's how I did them. So I don't know what we think of that. Thought that was pretty groovy. I don't know. They're a bit painful because, you know, they're all just little flimsy freaking things. And anyway, so we did this one like this. I was pretty happy with that one. I like the way I did that. And down in there it goes and all around. And we've done the one to the other side here. Now, what we do need to do is we need to saw the little clips for the hoses down here. Oh, because we cut them off, I'm pretty sure. So we need to weld, you probably can't see very good, sorry, but we need to weld a little piece and then have the little prong that holds the hose, and then the brake line can go on. So we've got to do that tomorrow. And then back up the top. So we've got two here. We got a 3/8. That was a 3/8 here, and that was a 7/16. And then these, what I thought would have been a 1/2 inch, both of them, but they're not. One's a 1/2 inch, one's a 9/16. But that's what you'd think, wouldn't you? No, this, I'm pretty sure this sucker here is metric. So tomorrow I'm going to unbolt that in the morning and take that into town and get the exact right two fittings. Because the ones I bought, yeah, I don't think they're right. I think I bought a 1/2 inch 9/16, and I reckon that they're metrics on this. So anyway, we've got our lines around there. We just got to put the fittings on, easy peasy, and then that should be the brakes lines done. Yeah, so we just got to weld those little things, put those two fittings on, the brake line should be done. Then we got rid of that fuel line, and what we're doing now, we got the transmission cooler, we took that off, we've got that over here. So I'm going to get a couple a bit longer of these, but it's getting dark, it's pretty dark. So what we'll do is we'll cut them on an angle, probably a little bit sharper. See if you can follow me with this, right? So we're going to mount, say that's the cut, we're going to mount that up like that, under the floor. Yeah, so we're going to cut them on an angle, we'll probably do 45s. But anyway, so we'll drill through there, up underneath. Yeah, does that make sense? Then we have, and this here will fit inside the two, just nice and snug, alright? And you can see down here this piece I've marked. So we will weld that from there to there. Okay? Then what we'll do is we'll bolt this in to that flat bar underneath, to that little piece of plate. We'll bolt it in from underneath, and then this fan is going to be mounted onto this, like that, with our plate welded here that's cut out for it, and then our cooler bolted underneath there. Yeah, does that all make sense? So basically that will be under the car, 180, and the air will run through here and then suck through, and it has to suck through that, doesn't it, the way I've done it. So that's how we're doing that. It's too late for me to be making grinding, so I'll cut all that up tomorrow, quickly buzz that up, get the brake lines buttoned tomorrow, and yeah, I've got the new Carby kit, so I'll probably go in and rebuild that Carby now. That's probably what I'm going to do. But we'll see, I'll do a couple more little odd jobs on this. We'll probably undo the filter and we'll give that a look at. We'll get rid of this hose. I think we can plumb up. When we put this back on, we're going to plumb the tank. We're plumbing the tank. We're not stuffing around with little fuel. We'll plumb the tank and we'll throw 20 litres in it. Yep, so we're pushing through. It's trying its hardest, I'm telling you. It's trying hard. The big guy up there, he tested me today. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And then basically after tomorrow, fingers crossed, with no other stuffing around, I should have every single thing, I think, bar some stupid stuff, but everything ready to drive it down the street should be done by the end of tomorrow, bar the electrical. So that is the freaking plan. Alright, I want to do some more Reaper.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. I'm in a race that everybody's chasing fast. They wanna be that someone on the screen at last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight. But trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light, alright. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always.
Hey, welcome back. It is the next day. It's still raining. So as you would have seen, I just rebuilt the other Carby. And it's bolted up. It's all ready to go, I think. We've got the choke cable on it. Down there, we've got the throttle linkage all hooked up. The springs on, the fuel line on. We've got this little vacuum line. I need to get a slightly smaller size for the vacuum line there. But other than that, I think the Carby's all ready to go. We've got our brake line. That one there just needs a little bit of a tidy up. Our brake lines are all done. We've taken the master cylinder off. We've got to go get those new fittings. See here, this looks pretty nice. It's our proportioning valve. So for the brake lines, we've still got to do our little clips on either side. Do our hoses up. Do these two fittings. And then that's the brake system ready. We just got to then adjust the brakes, brake shoes, and bleed them. We plumbed all this up. We've got our resistor mounted and our coil mounted, ready for our wiring. So that's done. Everything's plumbed on the motor, the fan belt's on, and I think I showed you what I'm going to make with that. So that's all going to be the next episode, because this one's getting long. I was going to try to fit all this in the one, but we're already over half hour, I'm pretty sure. So next episode we will flare these, get that on, we'll adjust our brakes, we'll bleed our brakes, we will make our trans, cooler and thermofan mount, and we'll mount that under the car and plumb that up. And I think that will be that episode basically. That should be then. I don't know. Let's have a look. I think that will be everything bar the wiring. Bleed the brakes, adjust the brakes. Oh, and we will mount that rat support, which is just two. We've got to drill 2 holes. Rebuild Carby's been done. Carby springs is done. Fuel tank breather we've got to look at. The handbrake cable, we've got to look at that as well later. So yes, next episode we will bleed the brakes, adjust the brakes, finish this, weld those little things off for our lines, make our transcooler and mount that. That will be next episode. And then fingers crossed, we don't have another day like we did in this episode. The one after that we wire it. The one after that, oh yeah, it will be that we freaking start this turd and get it running, driving and out of the shed. There'll be a few little jobs left. We've got a new arm coming with a blade for that. There's still going to be a couple little things like the handbrake cable, whatever. There'll be a few little jobs, odds and sods to do, but that won't stop us driving it down the street. Hopefully, if our motor and trans are good. Because remember, we haven't even fired these up yet. So, that's going to be it. We'll go and thanks for watching it. Subscribers, shout out, share it with your mates. Try to help us grow this channel. So we're doing cool stuff. We've got more cool stuff. And here is a snippet. So I was talking about the Plymouth. If you watched the Plymouth episode, we were talking about the Plymouth. About chopping the Plymouth. Well, I've been looking at the Plymouth. I don't think the Plymouth needs chopping. But I'm looking at this. I think maybe this does. So I'm trying to get my head around how to do it. The front section I think is not an issue. My only drama is going to be that back window. By chopping that. So I just got to think about how to do that. How to do that there. That window. So anyway, I'm going to do some more research on how we would chop that. Because a lot of the how-to chop things are on these. Well, I could chop that. I haven't got any doubt in my mind that I could chop that and make that look wicked. But when we're doing this is a whole different ball game. So anyway, we won't get into that yet. But we'll just leave you with that thought that maybe we should chop this one. Drop your comments on chopping this one before we get carried away reassembling it. Do we chop it? Anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to get out of here and I've got to go out for a few hours and then we'll be back on this afternoon. So we'll go rip up. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.